Hello my dear Aries, and welcome to your weekly card pull. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of February 13th, 2023. My name is Alexa, I go by Alexa the Alchemy, and as noted, this reading is for my Aries. So if you have an Aries sun, moon, rising, or north node in your natal chart, this one is for you. So I have some tarot, I have two oracle decks and one tarot deck. I was feeling called to pull from the tarot deck first and then to move into oracle. So I want to start out with a kind of a positive message. So you guys, it looks like have some really beautiful things unfolding before you. I pulled for you the Two of Wands, which is kind of an acknowledgement that like you guys have some new experiences coming your way. You have some new doors potentially opening. There is a level of like exploration that I feel like some of you are going to be getting into, and I do feel that this is opening up doors for you that honestly, okay, so we'll just go right into it. Ten of Cups. I pulled for you guys Two of Wands, Ten of Cups, and the Empress. So these are, to me at least, in my understanding of it, I get a lot of positivity out of all of these cards. The Two of Wands does acknowledge an importance of some level of planning. So for some of you, you may be in the planning stages of something. Maybe you are planning for an adventure that you feel is going to bring this to you. Ten of Cups is kind of this like divine love, happy unity, like this is emotional attainment, fulfillment, etc. So I do feel like some of you are actually well on your way to this objective, if you will. It may require a little bit of planning. So for some of you, I do feel that maybe there is some planning that may be important, but ultimately you are on a really beautiful path of discovery. Now I did also pull in this card, or in this pull, I pulled for you guys the Empress, which does acknowledge this more feminine side, especially connection to your feminine nature. That doesn't mean your femininity, that just means your intuition, your natural cycles. There's a lot with this card. I mean, if you notice, she is in the natural world, so there is a connection with nature that's going to be super strong for you. For those of you that are open to connecting with the moon or the moon cycles, I do think that might be helpful for you to, you know, pay attention maybe in the next couple of weeks to months, maybe this year. Pay attention to the moon cycles, work with the energy of the new and the full moons. We just had a full moon in Leo last week, which is all about open expressiveness. So for some of you, you may, if you haven't already started to be openly expressive with who you are and how you feel, this might be a really good time to start tapping into that. But between these three cards, honestly, I do feel that there is a lot of amazing positivity that's going to be opening up or has opened up for you for this upcoming week. So also with the Empress card and the Ten of Cups, I do feel like whatever it is that you're planning for, whatever it is that you are working towards, I feel like it's going to bring a lot of abundance for you. Emotional abundance, potentially physical abundance. So I think there's some really beautiful abundance, my dear Aries, that is on its way to you, and I think that will be something really amazing for you guys to focus on. Now, a couple of cards I pulled in reverse that I think might be a little bit of a caution with this. I did pull the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, in the reverse, this can acknowledge that maybe there's some, I don't want to say hoarding, but like lack of generosity with your money or your financial resources. So for some of you, this attainment that you have, I will say, I feel like this is more future oriented. But once you feel like you are hitting that place or have hit that place, just know that you might want to be mindful of how much you are giving and taking, and remember that, you know, life energy flows in and out, it ebbs in and out. You do not owe everyone or anyone anything, but there is a level of clinging to your financial abundance or your finances that might be detrimental for you. So I would just acknowledge that it might be important for you to keep an eye on your relationship to it. I also pulled for you guys in the reverse the King of Cups, and this one excuse me, in the reverse can imply a level of maybe emotional manipulation at its best. In the upright, King of Cups is mastery over emotions, so in the reverse, it can imply mastery of emotions, but not always in the best way. So try to be mindful of the emotional state that you are in with your dealings. It can, I mean, on the brighter side, it can also be reflective of some themes of self-compassion. So I feel like there's a really big balance that you guys are going to be striking with whatever projects you are putting into play. Now, I know this is a reading for this upcoming week, so this may all happen on a very quick timeline. This may be on a micro scale. It doesn't necessarily have to be a macro experience for you. but the cards are what the cards are, and they wanted this message to come out. So I do feel like that will be potentially important for you guys to keep in mind. I did also pull for you guys, or more of a pop out, the Five of Swords. So I do feel like some of you are maybe leaving behind some opportunities, or leaving behind things that do not serve you, leaving behind potential pathways that just like were not the right move for you. But having pulled again Two of Wands, the Empress, the Ten of Cups, I do feel like this is a really positive direction. If you've chosen to shift directions, I feel like you've chosen the right thing for you. So I'm gonna pull from my Oracle decks to see if there's any further clarity on this, especially again for this week. I feel like my Aries, I feel like the cards want to give you like a lot more like long-term support right now. So I want to see for this upcoming week what guidance specifically will help you guys to reach maybe those levels of fulfillment that you are looking to reach. What things can you keep in mind, perspectives, maybe habits that will be helpful for you guys. Okay, ooh, boundaries. Okay, some of you need to work on having some healthy boundaries. Now, boundaries should not be I love this this phrase. Okay, so kyanite too. Okay, so kyanite is all about diplomacy. Black tourmaline is all about boundaries. I did pull black tourmaline in reverse, which is why it is upside down. So both of these cards to me are telling me that there are some relationships you have to other people where you need to be mindful of how healthy those exchanges are. Doesn't necessarily mean cutting people off. However, the advice with both of these cards is your boundaries should be, they shouldn't be so they shouldn't be like so walled up. Like you don't need walls to keep people out per se, but you also don't want your boundaries to be super porous so that you lose sight of where you begin and where you end, where others begin. And so there has to be some healthy middle ground. I feel like a lot of this reading is really bringing you to middle ground, Aries. You're getting a lot of Libra type energy right now. Middle ground is like your bread and butter, I think, for this upcoming week. Kinda is all about diplomacy again. So if you have certain relationships that maybe you burned some bridges, or we're not like the healthiest at one point, I do feel like you have the opportunity to reevaluate some of those relationships, to decipher whether or not there are things that you want to keep or to shift. The advice of kyanite, something to keep in mind, which kind of brings us back to black tourmaline. If you have conflict with people, or if there are again with the where is my, I should have kept these cards out. La-di-da-da. Pardon my lack of professionalism. Okay, so with the Five of Swords, I do feel like some of you, there may have been some conflict with other people that has caused some kind of like breakage, if you will. And I feel like for some of you, the right answer will be to just like fully step away altogether. And for some of you, the right answer will be to try to find commonalities and agree on something, and know that if agreement cannot be reached, or if other parties are unwilling to meet you halfway, or they're unwilling to put in their half, there is a level of balance that is required. So make sure that you are cognizant of how much you are giving and how much you are taking. Funny, we're coming back to that theme. I also pulled for you guys Lemurian Quartz, which is all about vision, big picture thinking. I feel like this card is really kind of reinforcing the Two of Wands. I feel like some of you are definitely in this planning. Oh my god, they even have kind of similar vibes. That's weird. I never noticed that. So I do feel like some of you are definitely in a position right now where there is some really big planning, and you're looking at like the bigger picture of life, the bigger picture of what you want. This is opening up a lot of possibilities for you, especially in like being willing to look at the larger picture of things, and to not hyperfixate so much on the nitty-gritty, not to hyperfixate so much on the little pieces. I feel like it's opening a lot of doors for you and a lot of possibilities for you, which will be really beautiful. So, and with those possibilities that are opening up, I pulled for you guys in reverse the card of Big Spite, which is the card of like action, move forward, take courage. Because it's in reverse, I do feel like there is a little bit of like a halt there, which is like move forward, but maybe not quite yet. I feel like there are projects that you are willing to move forward on. I feel like with the Empress, like what those projects are. With the Ten of Cups, I do feel like there's a really positive outcome here. And it's not to say that you should not move forward or you should not go for it, because first of all, trust your fucking timeline. Don't trust mine. Trust your timeline. The card's just saying that you you have some opportunities that you are going to be ready to jump on probably pretty soon, but there might be like a couple of little things, maybe some fine tuning that you'll want to do right before moving. But if you are feeling driven towards a project, I feel like it will be good for you to really explore that. Another side that could be coming up with this is you feel 100% compelled and called to move towards something, and you are, and you're being asked to drive forward towards it, but you have some level of personal resistance, in which case I would encourage you to just explore maybe like why you're feeling resistance. Because I'm looking at the kyanite and the black tourmaline, I feel like maybe some of you are a little bit hyper fixated on your relationships, maybe focusing on how other people are going to perceive you, what they're going to think, what their perception of you, if it will change based off of the actions you take or the things that you go for. So maybe be willing to address those things in like therapy or with yourself, spiritual means, whatever resonates with you. I think it will benefit you to just take some time and really like think through those. I did also pull the card of Pink Sapphire. So between Pink Sapphire, which is all about forgiveness, and kyanite, I do feel that there is maybe a relationship where you might be really hard on other people unnecessarily. You might be, I mean, of course, like your opinions matter, but I feel like some of you maybe need like to take a step back, again, get the bigger picture with that Lemurian quartz, see the bigger picture of what's going on here, and have a little bit of loving compassion for yourself, for your neighbors, for all the parties involved in this situation. This is not just for other people. This is extendable to you. So I do want to make sure that it's very clear that you're choosing to let go of something in the past that does not serve you. This is an act that you do for yourself, not for other people. So you are soothing your own heart in doing this. You are choosing to heal. You are choosing to move on. Whether or not the other parties, again with kyanite, have any interest in that, whether or not the other parties want to reciprocate, that's completely up to them. This is an action you're going to take for yourself. So know that with this willingness to mend your relationships, whether that's an internal process or an external process, I think ultimately it'll soothe your heart in a way that maybe some of you don't actually expect, my dear Aries. And I did also pull for you in reverse the card of Jade. This one's all about hidden treasures, especially things that are hidden within, so maybe some hidden strengths. There might be some things, I'm feeling like I'm going back to the resistance piece, like things that you've had resistance to. With Big Spite, I think these two are probably related, again, both in reverse from this particular pull. There might be some things that you are feeling called to move towards, but you're feeling resistance towards it, and maybe it's because you don't think you have what it takes. My dear, with Jade, you absolutely do. Being pulled in reverse, you might be doubting some elements of what you have, your own capacity. You might be doubting the strength that you have within, but I actually feel like a lot of you have Amazonite. This is all about uncovering hidden truths. I just pulled this one. You are about to like find out some really deep, cool shit about yourself, like some strengths that you didn't know that you actually had. And I feel like in tapping into those things, into those strengths, maybe that's why the King of Cups was reversed, is because some of you are doubting your emotional capacity or your emotional strength. So instead of relying on your own strength, you are instead resorting to trying to overpower others through manipulation or like hyperfixating on your own feelings. So I don't know, I feel like for some of you, I feel like for some of you, you're about to uncover some really amazing strength that you have that you didn't know that you had, or you forgot that you had, or you just like haven't connected with in a while. Which, my dear Aries, is really beautiful, because Aries energy is all this, like, it's this amazing self-starter, powerful energy. And with the 10 of Cups, with all the cards, excuse me, I can talk, with all the first 3 cards that I pulled from the tarot deck, this one is, okay, this one's popping out. We have a lot of cards that just, they want to talk to you. Okay, with these cards, you guys, I feel like a lot of you, there's so much potential that you have. There's so many gifts that you have to bring forward, and maybe some of you have just kind of forgotten it. So I feel that you may need or may want to make sure that your boundaries are healthy in such a way that you keep the people around you that help you see these beautiful things within yourself. And also, again, this going back to that first theme of balance, like you want to make sure those relationships are balanced. So it is an equal give and take. You are nurturing each other. With the Empress, there is a level of being willing to nurture other people, because the 10 of Pentacles was in reverse. Some of you that may be financially or willing to take care of others and nurture them in a more physical way. Maybe this applies to, I don't know, someone in hospice, or taking care of someone physically, feeding them, nourishing them. there's some very physical component. And okay, last ones, I promise, I know this might be a lot, but it looks like, okay, yeah. So 2 cards in reverse, celebrate your wins, 1 step ahead is all you need. So you guys, if you've been really hard on yourself or feeling, again, like you don't have what it takes, if you're looking to see that hidden truth, if you are looking to see that inner beauty, that inner strength that you have, if you are looking to break those blockages that you have with your courage, my dear, I think you may benefit from just celebrating the little wins and knowing that it doesn't have to be this crazy, huge, masterful, wow, expansion of something. Like, you don't have to have everything completed in one day. So the little things that you're doing, the little tiny steps that you are taking, this is all cultivating a level of self-mastery that is amazing for you, my dear Aries. So do not be so hard on yourself, my dears. Cut the cords of doubt, okay? Again, with Big Spite in reverse, some of you are just doubting yourselves. You really could release that. You need to let that go and know that this process of transformation is what's going to bring you success. Going back to that 10 of Cups, your success is coming from your willingness to see these strengths within yourself. And for anyone who is perceptive to colors or like pays attention to that, I did notice that we had with the Big Spike, the Pink Sapphire, Cut the Cords of Doubt, Celebrate Your Little Wins, like a lot of self-love, a lot of pink themes, so some self-love energy for sure. And then I also pulled a lot of green, some blue, and some teals. So we've got a lot of like upper chakra stuff for you guys as well. I know there was another reading that I did this week that had a lot of upper chakras. So yeah, okay, I am feeling called to close out now, my dears. I know that was a lot of information. If you have questions or want clarification, please reach out and let me know. If you want me to do a reading just for you, also shoot me a message and I can make that happen for you. You can find me here, Instagram, TikTok, all at alexab.alchemy. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please feel free, I need to slow down. Please feel free to do so. I do these readings every single week free of charge and I love them. So yeah, if you ever need guidance, this is a really beautiful place to tune in. If you want to leave a donation, there's information below on how to do that. And finally, please leave a comment and let me know if this resonated, and at the very least, if not, just leave a little thumbs up so that I know that the message spoke to you and it encourages me to keep going. So I love you guys so much, my dear Aries. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, for the fire that you bring into this life. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.